So first of all, the beard in the Maliki school is wajib for men. Men have to keep a beard. It's wajib for a man to keep it because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam amara an tu'fa al-liha. The beard should be left. Okay, in other words, have a beard. So what is the limit of this beard? The bare minimum is that it's apparent. Okay, as Sheikh al-Maghili commented on that, al-buruz, that it should be apparent. It's got to show that it looks like you have a beard. Okay, it's got to show. So this is, the amr here is wujub. And the Prophet ﷺ said that Allah commanded me, it means it is wajib. And there were none of the companions who shaved off their beard. So the Shafi'iyya may have a different opinion on that, so you could go look at what the Shafi'iyya say. Okay. As for the length, so we said that's the minimum, bare minimum that you are called, you have a beard and you fulfilled this obligation to your Lord as He created you, and it's one of the things that separates men from women. So what is the excess in the length, or the is there a limit in the length? As we know, and Shafi'i school has no limit in the length, but the Maliki school does have a limit in the length, and that limit is that which it has two. There are two reasons for this limit. Number one, once it becomes shuhra, it becomes something that you become known for, right? It's something that people will start saying, go to the man with the big beard, get the guy with the big beard. So once it goes to that level, then it's not good to have that. That's what's discouraged. Okay, and to do that, imagining that this is piety, Malik said he dislikes it. وَكَرِهَ مَالِكٌ طُولُهَا جِدًّا. Okay, that is from Qadi Iyad, and Nawawi repeats it, and others repeat it, all taking from that statement from Malik. وَكَرِهَ مَالِكٌ طُولُهَا جِدًّا. طُولَهَا جِدًّا. He hated it to be very long. Okay, why? Because that's not the sunnah of the companions. So the companions, Umar ibn Khattab and Abu Huraira, they used to grab their beard and cut what is underneath it. So that's what's known as al-qabda. What is also makruh is to use a blade and to shape it, all right, as some people do. Mostly, some people do this and they shape it perfectly. That's also makruh, because that's almost like, at that point, it's excess. It's also something that the Sahaba didn't do, in shaping their beard perfectly with a blade. What's the other had that they put for it? The other limit is at-tashwih. When it's excessively long and it becomes ugly. At-tashwih wal-muthla wal-qubh. It's the same, pretty much same meaning. Al-muthla, it's like you're deformed. It's like a deformation of the human being. So we also mentioned that phrase, or that word, also quoting An-Nafrawi on the mustache. So someone who has a beard but shaves the mustache, that Malik considered that a muthla, and he did not approve of that. He actually forbade that. So Malik looked at the action of the Sahaba. If none of them did that, then it's not to be done. Secondly, the Prophet ﷺ said, trim the mustache. So if you trim it, you have to have it. Okay, you can't trim nothing, right? But once it becomes long, you can take from its length. So what is another definition of long here? Long. What is long? The normal. This is beyond normal now. It's not normal length. Right. So there is a norm. What is a norm? Look around at what the pious Muslims do, and that's what the length of what too long would be like. Because having it way too long becomes ugly. Longer than what people are accustomed to. All right, so there is an element of the lihya, of the beard, where it's a matter of custom. Okay? Al-mu'tad, al-'ada bayn al-nas. Bayn al-nas here, between the people, means the practicing Muslims who pray 5 times a day in the masajid and fast Ramadan, etc. The ruling on trimming it is mandub, and what is known, there's no limit on how much you can take, provided that you still have a beard. And that is mu'tad, that is what is known to the people as a beard. He should trim it to the limit or of what makes him look appealing. What makes him look good. And he cuts what is under the qabda. And we take this qabda rule or guideline of the qabda from the Sahaba. Who would know best on what the Prophet meant, right? When the Prophet said keep a beard, who would know best? They did. So the length would not pass the qabda, the chin length, or the fist length. And speaking of taking and clipping from the beard, this includes the sides, and there's nothing wrong with taking from the sides. And many, he says here, this is not Malik's opinion alone. The companions themselves took from the sides. Okay, and the tabi'een also took from the sides, trim off the sides. Not trim off the sides, but trim from the sides so that it would not be too long. It is recommended to comb it. What about halq ma taht al-hanak? Okay, so now they differed on removing what is beneath the chin, like this chin part here. And so some of the ulama, here it says, An-Nafrawi says that some of them said, no, that is forbidden. Okay, and others said it is permitted. Okay, why? Because it's from the fitrah. فَتَكُونُ إِزَالَتُهُ مِنَ الْفِطْرَةِ. Okay, so they say did different. So here in Nafrawi wants to bring the two together. وَأَقُولُ يُمْكِنُ الْجَمْعِ. It's possible to bring these two together. So he says here, when the hair under the chin is improving the look of the person and it's not harming the person, then keep it. But if it has some harm to the person or it makes his beard look unsightly, then he may remove it. So that's how he brought the two together. And he says here, the Messenger himself, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, used to trim from the sides and from the length, and he used to command to take from the bottom of the lihya. So it's that it won't be sightly that your beard is longer from the chin than it is from this halq part here, this throat, the throat part. What is the English word for this part of the face? This part of the face. What is the under chin. So would it be sightly that your under chin hair is longer than your actual chin hair, right? So here, this is what it seems that the Prophet ﷺ is referring to regarding batin al-lihya. كان يأمر أن يؤخذ من باطن اللحية. وأما شعر الخد, as for the chin hair, this cheek right here, this cheek, all right. What is the ruling on removing it? Ibn Arafah says it can be removed completely. Okay. This right here can be removed completely, according to Ibn Arafah, who was from Tunisia, who was one of the last, considered the last mujtahid in the madhab. And Ibn Arafah lived, I'll tell you exactly when he lived. He died 803 in Tunisia. 803 after the Hijrah is considered the last of the mujtahid imams in the madhabs, in the Maliki school. Okay, and his student is Ibn Marzuq. So Ibn Arafah, he permits that, and so therefore the beard, the lihya, would be the jawbone area. All right. What is the anfaqa? This part right here. The anfaqa is this element right here. Takes the ruling of the beard. You cannot shave it off. Okay, you can trim it, but you cannot shave it off. What happens when it becomes white? Can some people do, as some people do, pluck it out? Okay. He says here, the Musannif, Ibn Abi Zayd, did not speak about this. So now he quotes, Imam Malik himself was asked about plucking the white hairs of the beard. وقال مالك حين سئل عنه لا أعلمه حراما وتركه أحب إلي. I don't know that it's haram to pluck the white hairs of the beard, but leaving it is better, is more beloved to me. And he says, now the correct answer is to remove the white hairs of the beard is discouraged. In the same way that taking a blade, okay, and then going and designing the beard is makruh, right? Designing the beard. You almost lose your masculinity. You look like one of these types of, right? You know, these people who have literally a hair like, it's like designed. You're defeating the purpose of the beard. Okay, so in the same way that this long, excessive beard is disliked by Malik because it's shuhra and tashwih, it's now you become famous for this. So it's your brand, as so to speak, and it becomes ugly, tashwih. Right? It's not becoming. And number 3, mukhalif al-amal as-sahaba. Sahaba used to hold and cut, and the same thing around the edges. Okay. So likewise, the opposite extreme. There's ifrat and tafrit. In everything, there's ifrat and tafrit. You got to know the two extremes. And you avoid those, you stay in the middle. That's one extreme. The other extreme is the guy, yeah, he has a beard, but this thing is a work of art. He made his face a tapestry for some barber to take a blade and make a design. on his face. So it looks so designed. All right. So that's makruh too. So he says here that using the blade to do that is makruh. Which means that as long as you have, so it's the blade element that makes it makruh. If it's just trimming it, this permitted. If it's as long as it fits the mu'tad of the beard.